Hello and welcome to race number 4 in season 3 of FR Racing's Indy Racing World Series presented by Rogue Energy. My name is Takato Timmerman and I will be your broadcaster tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we're looking forward to an exciting race here tonight from the Golden 250 Auto Club Speedway. Let's take a look at some racetrack information. Auto Club Speedway, it's located in Fontana, California. It opened in 1997 with a length of about 2 miles. There's 14-degree banking on the turns, 11-degree of banking on the front stretch, and 3 degrees on the back stretch. Some notable notes are that races were held between 2002 and 2005, and 2012 and 2015. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We got about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left of practice before our drivers get started for the race tonight. Before we get any further, let's take a look at our schedule. After a break, we are back at Auto Club in the evening. And then we'll have the Indianapolis road course, which will be on April 9th, and the Milwaukee on April 16th. And it does say we have a break there, but we have our postponed race of Road Atlanta, which will be on April 23rd. So please join us then. And then Iowa will be April 30th. Texas will be May 7th. And Las Vegas in the evening will be May 21st. Let's take a look at our standings real quickly. See who is on top and who is on the bottom of the standings. After 3 races, Derek Booker leads with 112 points, with Eric Richardson following close behind at 104. We have Ian Miller in third with 94 points, and Bill Cawley the second with 91 points. It'll be a good race to see if Derek Booker can split away from Eric Richardson and make a dominant standing for the lead, and see how much of a shakeup we can get tonight from all these drivers. Let's take a look at them. Some things to look at in tonight's race. There's 125 laps tonight with a fuel window between 35 and 36 laps. So we'll see how everyone can pace tonight's race. A full tank with under green flag will be about 36 laps. So we're looking at about 3 to 4 stops from each driver. Qualifying will be 2 laps tonight. There will be cautions and lucky dogs for each those cautions. And there will be 1 green flag, white flag, and checkered flag. Last time we raced here was the first season, and Eric Richardson won the race here. As of right now, they're still in practice, about 2 minutes left of practice. We can see that Hutchings in the number 25 car is currently leading the practice laps. And it looks like we're going to have a pretty good race tonight. And let's see how well everyone does. Let's hope for a good race and something exciting. Got about another minute and 30 seconds. Hope everyone had a good break while we were away for a couple weeks. I think about 2-3 weeks. And I'm excited to be back with you all tonight. Hope you are equally as excited to be back and watching. Ooh, looks like we got some hard racing tonight between Chinsky and Johnson. Is that Johnson on the racetrack with him? I believe so. Lots of drivers tonight. Looks like there's 14 of us, 14 racers tonight. So we'll see how we will be able to see a nice crowded pack. About 15 seconds left before qualifying starts. So let's see how all the drivers do for qualification. And while qualifying happens, we'll go back to our standings and see how everyone looks and see how everything can shake up tonight, and maybe get some information and see some interesting things, and maybe some shakeups between the top four and see who's close and who's not close. Looks like there's a pretty even point spread from the top four. There's a pretty close battle between 5th and 6th place between DJ Fluck and Jake Zito. And also, don't count Wyatt out. Wyatt Franklin in the number 3 car. He sits in 7th place with 76 points. And Joshua Chinsky at 8th place with 73 points. They're all within 6 points right there. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye out for tonight. Mark Ouellette has 64 points, sitting at 9th place, and Eric Mattingly has 63 points. So they're a point apart. Joe Hutchings with 59 points, Brian McKinney with 58 points, Austin Johnson with 57 points. They're all close together. They're within a point apart of each other. So that'll be fun to keep an eye out for. And then we got Chris Graves with 26 points. He's kind of on his own right there. He's 5 points behind from 14th place and 11 points ahead of 16th place of Tyler Lugo Vickery. 16th, 17th, and 18th are also 1 point apart from each other. And I think we might have one of them on tonight, so maybe not. But we'll see how this shakes up when we get our updated standings next week. With Eric winning last season, or the last time that we hosted here at Auto Club, it'll be interesting to see how he tackles tonight's race, depending on how everything turns out and shakes out. Anyways, let's get back to qualification, as we are on board with Ian Miller as he just finishes his qualification. So let's switch over to Birmingham. There we go. Looks like most of the drivers actually went out and was out driving for qualification. Let's hop inside Eric Richardson's car, as he looks like he's going for his second lap of qualification. Currently sits in 11th place. Let's see how he turns out. And it looks like he will be starting in 11th place as of right now. And we got about another minute and 30 seconds before qualification ends. And it looks like most of the drivers have ran their qualification laps. Mattingly looks like he is the last one. And he sits in pole position. So it looks like we have 13 drivers so far. It looks like I have 14 drivers on for tonight's race. Oh, look at those birds. I don't think I've ever seen birds in iRacing before. That's kind of cool. Sorry for the distraction, but that was kind of cool. I didn't know why they were frozen, but oh well. This is a racing game, so maybe they didn't really put too much into the birds, but that's fine. We got about another 30 seconds left to qualification. Let's see. Yeah, we do have 14 drivers tonight, it looks like. And I'm not sure who has not done their qualification laps yet. But they will be too late as we have qualification closes and we will be starting our race. And it looks like we have our top 14 starting us off in first. In pole position will be Mattingly in the number... I lost my list, so one moment please as it loads in everyone. Mattingly in the number 23 car. And I will continue once my list comes back on the screen. In second place, we have Miller in the number 48 car. In third place, we have Franklin in the number 3 car. Fourth place, we have Chinsky in the number 44 car. In fifth place, we have Hutchings in the number 25 car. In sixth place, we have McKinney in the number 8 car. Seventh place, we have Johnson in the number 24 car. In eighth place, we have Graves in the number 32 car. In ninth place, we have Booker in the number 5 car. In 10th place, we have Zito in the number 9 car. In 11th place, we have Richardson in the number 13 car. In 12th place, we have Birmingham in the number 41 car. 13th, we have Fluck in the number 88 car. And in 14th, we have Colley the second in the number 31 car. Once everyone loads in, they will go around for their parade lap, and then the race is on. On that note, let's see who I can grab into the chat to discuss some race strategies and how they feel about tonight's race. Let's bring in let's bring in Ian Miller, the number 48 car, who's starting second tonight. Good evening, Ian. How's it going?
Oh, sorry, I had to turn myself on. Yeah, it's going well.
No worries. Looks like you're starting off second tonight. How are you feeling tonight?
I am feeling pretty well.
Sweet. Any plans or strategies that you might want to share with the broadcast and the people who are watching?
You know, I'm thinking, depending on yellow flags, it should be a 3 to 4 pit race. So I'm not going to worry too much about fuel and just hold the inside line and drive fast. I think that's probably the key.
Sounds like a good plan. Well, good luck tonight, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you kindly.
I'll put you back. And that was Ian Miller in the number 48 car. He is starting second behind Mattingly as we go around the back stretch, and we are about to start our race. Tonight will be a fun race. We have 125 laps here, filled with fun and excitement. Let's see how everything turns out. To be determined. Let's see who comes out on top at the end of these 125 laps. Again, thank you very much for joining us tonight, as the pace car goes into the pits. And it looks like it's a green flag, and the drivers are off. Looks like a small... the top 4 cars did not get a good jump, which caused a couple of the drivers in the back to break out from formation to try to get in front. Lots of movements and lots of shuffling around, it looks like, in all 14 drivers so far. Something that we like to see on the first lap. Hopefully we can see a whole bunch of that throughout the whole race tonight. Tires are still a little cold, so we'll see how everything turns out. But nice close racing by everyone so currently. The biggest gap we see so far is about a 3/10 of a second gap. But outside of that, everything looks relatively packed tight. Will be interesting to see which lane is the fast lane tonight between the inside, middle, and the outside. I guess we could call it lane 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, since there are those grooves in the track. Looks like a lot of the drivers staying on the inside line so far. That must be the fastest line as of right now, as Ian Miller takes the outside line. And he's riding it close. He's riding it good. Pretty close to fighting it out between Franklin and Miller for second place. There's a big pack. They're going 3 wide into turn 1, it looks like. Wow, that's almost 4 wide for the race so far. Let's see which chain can get in front. Looks like the lead pack's trying to break away from the big pack and not very successful at it. I can't imagine the tire wear of trying to stay on the inside line the whole time tonight. But we are looking about 3 to 4 pit stops from all the drivers under green the whole time. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone will come up with a interesting race strategy for their tire and fuel management. Oh, it looks like we do have one driver that is a lap down. Must have had a slight incident. Zito in the number 9 car is 1 lap down currently. But outside of that, it looks like everyone else is relatively tight and in this pack. Wow, everyone's about a 1/10 of a second apart of each other. It's a close race so far, and we are 6 laps in currently. It can be anyone's race so far. We are going to have a good, fun race for you tonight. Thank you again very much for joining us. And we hope that you enjoy the race as much as I do. So relax, get some popcorn, and cheer on your favorite driver. Mattingly still has the lead. And I think he's been leading this whole time, which pretty amazing so far. With 8 laps and a lot of drivers following closely behind him, he is the car to chase and the car to pass. Our previous champion who won the race here of Richardson, number 13 car, is currently sitting 11th place, but he's not that far behind. Oh, there's a big accident and the caution is out. Looks like a lot of drivers are involved in that accident. It'll be... I think we're going to have a lot of people go into the pits for this one. Looks like Booker's has a lot of damage. Graves might have a lot of damage. Miller also has some damage. There is one quick repair. So this would be everyone's opportunity to use that quick repair. Zito, who's a lap down, will probably take his lucky dog and try to catch up with the main pack here. Fluck, it looks like he doesn't have any damage. Johnson looks unscathed. Colley the second looks like he doesn't have much damage either. Johnston looks like he's okay. Birmingham has some damage. Oh, you can see his rear wing and that tire alignment. Oh, maybe other drivers do have some damage that we can't quite see. Mattingly got away with it unscathed, being in the lead. It looks like Franklin and Chinsky also got away from that accident. We'll take a look at Zito as he will get the wave around for his lucky dog position. There he goes for his lucky dog. So he can unlap himself and join the other drivers to be in the main lap, on the lead lap with everyone else, and hopefully have a fun competitive race. Looks like everyone's using and taking advantage of the quick repair and getting out of the pits relatively quickly, which is good news. So we'll have a couple laps for everyone to hop out of the pits and to rejoin the race. While we're under caution, let's take a look at the things to look out for again, and just look at the fuel window. So about 35 to 36 laps from a full tank under green. Incident happened around lap 8. Everyone pitted around lap 9. So we will see how. So we'll be looking at around lap 45-ish, if I can do math correctly. 44 through 46 will probably be the pit time for the people who pitted during this incident, during this yellow flag, during this caution flag part of the session. And for Mattingly, Franklin, and Chinsky, who stayed out, it'll be interesting to see what their race strategy is, because they will have to pit around laps 35 and 36, maybe a little earlier, because they are not going 180 miles an hour around this race course right now, and it does use up more fuel because of that. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. So about another 23 laps until they will probably have to come into pit. Zito, I'm not so sure when he took his pit and how he became a lap down, but he may also be in the same boat. It was around like lap 3 that I noticed that he was 1 lap down, so he might be looking around laps 30, 38, 39. But he might also just go in when the lead drivers of Mattingly, Franklin, and Chinsky go in, so he can maintain with them on their laps. This is when you probably wish you had a race engineer to help out with strategy. And it looks like we're going to go back into the green flag racing. And green flag is waving as they start single file. Mattingly leads the way and gets a great jump out of the caution into the green flag. 114 laps left to go. And it looks like there's a good race in the back end. A slight gap of about half second between 4th and 5th place between Hutchings and Mattingly. If that gap closens up, then we'll have a great race from amongst the whole pack again. Looks like there's also another gap between 8th and 9th place of Fluck and Colley the second. About half a second there. But other than that, looks like we got some good racing again for you tonight. So far, great and fun race here at Auto Club. We got 112 laps to go. And we had our first caution flag come out around lap 8 and 9. We are currently on lap 14. Looks like there's a pretty good race for the lead right now between Mattingly and Franklin. So let's jump over there. Oh yeah, they're right next to each other, side by side. And it looks like Hutchings is close behind Franklin right now. Probably to the right of them as Hutchings takes second place away from Franklin. They are too wide into turns 3 and 4. And it looks like Franklin was able to maintain his second place position. As it looks like Birmingham tries to take the outside to get around the top two cars and has to unfortunately fall back behind. But a great race for the lead right now. Looks like the whole pack is back together again with everyone within the 10th of a second apart. Looks like Graves has pitted. He might have had a spin out and had to go into the pits. So he will probably come back out either 1 or 2 laps down. Looks like we have... Yeah, so right now we got a pretty good race on our hands. We'll take a look at the race from the air. I wish we could zoom out a little further. But this is the race for the lead. We got 4 drivers. Mattingly. Oh, it looks like Hutchings has taken the lead. We have a lead change as Mattingly takes it right back. But he did lead for part of a lap. I think that's our first lead change that I have seen so far tonight. But yeah, as you can see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers. Don't count out 10th, 11th, and 12th. They're not that far behind either. It could be anyone's race tonight. Oh, and it looks like we have a caution as one of the drivers got spun out, it looks like. Let's see who was affected. Oh, it looks like Birmingham, Booker. I think they're going to have to take Takato. Oh, and Chinsky will probably limp back to the pits. He luckily has a quick repair left because he was one of the 3 that stayed out. And it looks like everyone else doesn't have any major damage outside of those 2. And it looks like Hutchings will be leading us out of the caution if they don't go into the pits to get some fuel. No, I think Mattingly's still in front of him. I'm not sure why it's showing up that way. Yeah, Mattingly's still in front, leading before these pits. So, and looks like they are going into the pits. Incident happened around lap 19, lap 20, and it looks like we have 3 drivers, Johnson, Fluck, and Graves, staying out. Graves will probably get his lucky dog here very soon. So then he can unlap himself by 1 lap. So he will be down only 2 laps. I'm not sure why he's not getting the wave around. He should be getting it any time now. Well, since we are in the caution, we'll pull up the things to look out for. Watch what to watch for. Remember, as we said, 35 to 36 laps is the fuel window. Currently, we're on lap 1920. Our last incident was between laps 8 and 9. Our leaders from the previous caution flag have pitted. This time around, Johnson, Fluck, and Graves have not pitted, so they will be at a slight disadvantage when it comes to fuel and tire wear compared to the whole rest of the pack. So we will see how that affects their race strategy. And it looks like out of the caution, Johnson will be leading us out of there, with Fluck and Mattingly following close behind. So we will have another lead change after this caution flag. It looks like there's a couple drivers who do not have a quick repair left. I believe those drivers are McKinney, Colley II, Birmingham, and Booker. They are still in the pits, probably getting their repairs done still. We'll see if the field decides to stay very aggressive with their driving. Looks like that last incident was caused because it was just really close racing, and someone accidentally tapped and cut off someone's racing line. They just didn't have enough room, and they unfortunately caused an incident. I saw a slight replay of it, since I don't know how to replay it on here, unfortunately, but I got to see it a little bit out of the corner of my eye, and it looks like a driver on the inside didn't realize that he didn't have enough room, and unfortunately got tapped out by a driver on the outside line and caused a massive wreck. And the pace car goes in, and we will be going green flag racing again. And green flag is out. Johnson gets a good jump. Fluck in the number 88 car also gets a good jump, and Madley does not get a good jump. Johnson and Fluck have taken off and are running away with just between the two of them. There looks like there's a great race for the lead right now. Oh, and Mattingly catches up, and he takes the lead immediately right back from them as Johnson tries to hold on, and he can only hold on to second place. Fluck is currently sitting in third place, sitting about 0.3 of a second behind. Looks like he's causing a little bit of he's defending and keeping the other drivers from getting ahead of him. Hutchings goes around him and takes third place away from him. It looks like McKinney's back out racing, and he will be a lap down. Graves is still 3 laps down. I'm not sure why he didn't get a lucky dog, but that's okay. He's still racing. He still has a chance to catch up to the lead pack. A good race between Mattingly and Johnston for the lead, sitting about 1/10 of a second behind each other. And there's a pretty good pack forming right behind them. Fluck is still sitting in 4th place. He's able to hold on to his spot currently. He did start 2nd place after the caution flag in lap 20. We're currently on lap 25 with 101 laps to go. Looks like the whole pack, the top 9, are relatively close. There's a slight gap forming between 3rd, 4th, and 5th place, all above 0.2 of a second, although that does fluctuate a lot. A pretty close race there. Well, while we are racing, let's hop in. Let's go around the course. We are on lap 27 now. We got 99 laps to go. Oh, and Johnson takes the lead from Mattingly. We got a good race for the lead. Maybe we won't hop into a car. Let's keep an eye on this battle for the lead. And looks like third place car Hutchings lines up behind Johnson to try to get a good slipstream to get around both of them. But he's not quite close enough to get the slipstream, it looks like. We'll hop in Graves' car from the inside and go. Let's go around the lap. He is 3 laps down, but he has a very nice view of the top 8 drivers driving hard for the lead lap. Yeah, it looks like he's taking the middle line. Tries to stay around the middle. As the lead drivers, looks like they take the inside line. But Graves and the number 32 car has one of the best views of the competition with all these drivers. It looks like Zito is right in front of him right now. Both cars are at least a lap down. And we'll go back out of this view and take a look around. Good race for the lead still between Mattingly and Johnston, who have been about, at the most, 15ths of a second apart. 0.15. 15 hundredths of a second apart. Is that the right way to say it? I hope so. Time is kind of weird and hard to say sometimes. So, my apologies for not knowing how to say decimal points. I think, yeah, it's 15 tenths of a second. 15 hundredths? Oh, geez. Anyways, back to the race. Well, that's the pretty good race so far. Everyone's about 0.2 of a second apart for the top 8, with Colley the second still on the lead lap, only sitting 0.6 of a second behind Chinsky. But he does have Graves between him and Chinsky, so it does make sense with that. Graves being 3 laps down, he won't show up, unfortunately, on our splits between the drivers. Our previous champion at Auto Club, Eric Richardson, is currently sitting in 7th place. Other than that, it's still looking to be anyone's race right now. I think we're gonna get some great racing for all 125 laps. And we got 93 laps to go. We're currently on lap 34, about to be laps 35 or 33, about to go to lap 34. And we still got a lot of racing to do tonight. We're about 25% of the way through the race so far. Probably closer to 30%. Just lots of close and good racing so far. Looks like Johnson takes the lead again away from Mattingly. Let's see if he can maintain that from the outside line, but it looks like he's not going to be able to. It's looking like that inside line is the fastest right now. Not sure if he gets a good, gets enough speed from the corners to be able to pull off an outside pass. Currently watching Franklin, who's sitting in third, and just watching Mattingly and Johnson just duke it out, trying to take the lead, and he's waiting for his opportunity for any slip up or mistake, so then he can potentially take the lead from those two drivers. And of course, we have the rest of the pack. Hutchings sits about 0.2 of a second, 0.3 of a second behind Franklin. Fluck also sits 0.3 of a second behind Hutchings. And Chinsky is right on the tail of Fluck. As Fluck actually takes the position away from Hutchings and is now in 4th place. Looks like he's slowly closing in on Franklin. He's actually just on the outside of Franklin. Let's see if he looks like he's going to maintain the outside lane. And Fluck does successfully take 3rd place away from Franklin. So it does look like the outside line does have some potential to pass the inside line people. But I wonder at what cost with the tire and the fuel. And it looks like he does have another car to slipstream off of. I believe that is Johnston on the outside lane. Oh, and Johnston goes way wide. So he's not able to slipstream very well with that. And we are looking to go almost... I think we're going to go 3 wide into turn 2. Oh, Johnson falls back to 4th place. Oh, there's a big shuffle going on right now. Makes me a little nervous. It looks like it's going well. Hutchings is back up to the top in 2nd place. Mattingly maintains the lead. And Franklin is back in 3rd place. Looks like the top 3 are back into... back in the top 3. And Zito, who was a lap down around from laps 3 or 4, is now competing in 4th place. As I said earlier, this race can be anyone's race. It's such a close race with a lucky dog and a competition caution. Or sorry, competition caution with a lucky dog. You'll be right back into it if you're a lap down. Fluck, who was earlier in 2nd place after the competition caution between laps 19 and 20, is currently down to 9th place. Johnson, who was duking it out for 1st place, and with Mattingly, is currently down to 5th place and now 6th place. I'm wondering if the tire wear has gotten to Johnson and Fluck. They did not take any fuel or tires during the incident of laps 19 and 20, or during the competition caution is laps 19 and 20. Graves also did not take a caution, take fuel and tires. So we will see as between laps 34 and 35 is the fuel window. And that is lap 42. I think Fluck and Johnson are hurting for fuel and tires. I think they're going to have to go in soon. But we'll see. It's a close race for the top 3 drivers as they go 3 wide into turn 1 and 2. They're less than 1/10 of a second apart between all 3 of them. What a good race so far. Oh, it looks like Johnston fell down to 9th place and has a pretty big gap going. Wonder if he had contact with the wall. As the time slowly builds between him and 8th place. Hopefully he's okay and is able to get back with the main drivers and rejoin the race for the lead. And it looks like Mattingly and Franklin take off and run away from the pack as there is a 4/10 of a second gap between second and third place. And now it looks like Zito's catching up to the lead pack, and now is creating a gap between him in third place and fourth place of Hutchings. Looks like the number 8 car of McKinney got lapped, and now he will be 2 laps down as the lead drivers had to drive around him. A little bit of lapped traffic right there, which allows the number 4 car of Hutchings to catch up with the lead pack. Richardson, who's currently sitting in 5th place, is sitting 8/10 of a second behind. Will he be able to catch him? And potentially by using McKinney's slipstream to boost him forward, and it looks like he is able to do that, as now he only sits 2/10 of a second behind. We're currently on lap 47. Most of these drivers went in around lap 20 for their fuel and tires. Keep an eye out for Fluck and Johnston, the number 88 car of Fluck and the number 24 car of Johnston, because they may have to pit soon. And everyone else will probably pit around laps 54 and 55, which is about 8-9 laps away. So keep an eye out for those. I'm not sure how fuel management is coming into play tonight. So far, looks like the inside line has been the safer option. The outside line has been the one that everyone's been trying to overtake on, because the car in front usually tries to stay on the inside line. As we see Hutchings trying to take the lead away from Mattingly. Oh, he was so close. He's so close. He's even with him. And oh, look, are we going to go 3 wide into the backstretch? Maybe going 3 wide into the backstretch. Not quite. It looks like Hutchings went back behind Mattingly to get a good slipstream and trying to go through the outside to potentially pass Mattingly. As we see this back and forth of going from the outside line to the inside line, outside line, so this is a great opportunity for all the other drivers to catch up to our lead drivers. Looks like the field has condensed again. The top 7 drivers within 0.3 of a second of each other. Let's see if we can see a closer race. We also have some lap traffic involved in this pack, so keep that in mind. We have McKinney in the Atari car, and we also have I think actually it's just McKinney who will be the lap traffic in that lead in that car, in this bunch right here. Oh, and Hutchings takes the lead away from Mattingly. He's on the outside. Let's see how well he can keep it. It looks like he's gaining a little bit. Mattingly took it back. Okay. Looks like the inside line is the fast line. Although if you do get a good jump and a good slipstream and a nice slingshot, you do have a chance, but you have to get enough speed, it looks like, to be able to maintain it through the corner and around the car in front, which is very hard to do when you have no other car in front of you to maintain the speed out of the corner. Risky move. High risks also mean high rewards. Oh, and looks like that. Fluck and Johnson have gone into the pits around laps 53. So they will be a lap or 2 down, so they will be in direct competition. Oh, they will only be a lap down, it looks like, as Johnson leaves the pits 1 lap down. And we'll see if Fluck leaves the pits 1 lap down as well. I think the rest of the pack will have to pit soon. And it looks like Fluck in the number 88 car will also only be a lap down. It'll be a good race between Fluck and Johnston to see who will get the lucky dog to get back onto the lead lap. If there is another competition caution that comes out, or not a competition caution, but a yellow flag that comes out, a caution flag. So that does play a factor in the race, as we see the lap car of McKinney trying to unlap himself, as he does cause a little bit of he does rustle some feathers in the top 5 cars. Looks like the top 6 are all right there right now, about at most 0.3 of a second apart from each other. It's good to see some hard racing and trying to unlap yourself, especially when you're competitive. Lap traffic does make it interesting for all the other drivers, and it looks like McKinney is doing a pretty good job at navigating and potentially helping some of the drivers stay with the main pack and causing a little bit of traffic for the drivers that want to try to pass the other the other cars. So McKinney will be a wild card, I guess, for the top 6 drivers in this pack of 7 cars. Because he could either help or hurt a driver's chance in being able to pass someone else. Oh, and Franklin takes the lead as Mattingly goes into the pits. Mattingly pits on lap 58. We'll see how when everyone else goes in for the pits, but everyone else should be coming up soon. Mattingly may have gone in a little early to maybe take advantage. We do have 68 laps to go, so if you divide that by 2, it is 34 laps each. So maybe that is his strategy. Everyone else has stayed out so far. Richardson also goes into the pits. So let's see if he's going to copy a similar strategy to Mattingly. As Mattingly is now 1 lap down with Fluck and Johnston. I believe Richardson will be joining that group very shortly. Franklin, Zito, Hutchings, Colley II, and Chinsky will probably be pitting this lap. Yep, there they go. Into the pits goes Franklin. Colley II is now leading a lap. So the drivers of Richardson, Mattingly, Fluck, and Johnson will unlap themselves as 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place go in for fuel and tires. And everyone will be 1 lap down because Colley II is still out driving. Wow, this is interesting. This will be interesting to watch. Yeah, we got drivers 2nd through 9th place, all a lap down. So Colley II is the only one who sits in the lead. Be good to keep an eye out and see how when he pits. But on that note, let's go look at some close, hard racing. As we take a look at Franklin, who's leading Mattingly, who sits right behind him, as he goes in to try to take the lead away from Franklin, or not the lead anymore, but 2nd place. Unfortunately, because they're a lap down, we won't be able to see how close all these drivers are. But if it's anything like what it was earlier, it will continue to be probably under 0.3 of a second. As Mattingly can't get around Franklin, it looks like. He gets the speed. He tries to go on the outside. I guess it's really hard to try to overtake from the outside. Um, Collie the second is still out running in first place. So, oh, and it looks like Mattingly's going to try to take the inside by going. Oh, and he spins out. Caution is out. He's going to have to go into the pits to get that fixed. Oh, that is going to shake up some rankings. And Collie the second actually pitted just now. So if he stayed out one more lap, I think he would have been able to take full advantage of being a lap ahead of everyone. But now, I think Fluck's going to take the lucky dog. Mattingly should have a fast repair still. So he should be able to get right back out. It does look like he did take a tow, which is a bummer. Everyone looks like they have unlapped themselves. Where is the pace car? Pace car is on turn 3, it looks like. And Franklin is currently sitting second. I think he'll be in first place potentially, unless Collie the second gets his first place back because the incident happened while he was in the pits. I'm not sure how that works. We have Hutchings and Johnson who actually go into the pits now. So incident happened between laps 63, 64. And looks like Franklin gets a lucky dog. I believe my scoring is off right now, or my leaderboard is off right now. Franklin could potentially have been one lap down. And all these drivers could be one lap down, so maybe... I'm not sure. Well, we'll keep an eye on it and see what's going on. Yeah, it looks like Mattingly did have a quick repair, and he is back out there racing. He is one lap down, unfortunately. What is? It looks like Hutchings is also. I'm not sure what's going on. Mattingly being one lap down makes sense, and I guess Franklin being in second but had a lucky dog. Yeah, well, let's give it another lap to see how it shuffles out. Remember, in our things to watch for, what to watch for, the fuel window is 34 to 35 laps. Or sorry, oh wow, I got that wrong. 35 to 36 laps. I'm not sure what a competition, what a caution flag does for that, but we'll see how it shuffles around. Maybe it adds more. Not more adds more fuel, but adds more efficiency potentially. I'm not sure. As of right now, we got Collie the second leading us, and he will probably lead us out of the competition caution. Oh, wait. There's only 3 drivers. It is Collie the second, Mattingly, and Franklin, who are in our camera. Let's see. Zito looks like he caught up. Oh, okay. I guess everyone got a lucky dog to catch up. Not quite sure what is happening, but the more the merrier, and the more drivers we have on the lead lap, the better it is for us. And as it looks like we are going to go back into green flag racing. Green flag is out, and Colley leads us out. He does not get a good jump as Mattingly almost pounces on him. Looks like Franklin takes the inside line and is going to follow close behind Colley the second. Let's see if Mattingly can unlap himself here and lead the race, sitting in 9th place. As he does get in front of Colley, it'll be interesting to watch. The thing to look out for on the leaderboard will be the 9th place of Mattingly, to watch that net -1 turn into seconds because he unlaps himself and goes back and forth. And he will now be the lapped traffic that will play as a wild card. As I don't know where McKinney sits right now. I don't see the Atari car there in that view. Actually, McKinney's in the pits right now with Graves. So right now, the top 9 drivers are all in this pack right now. Oh, it doesn't look like Mattingly has the steering that he had after that incident. As he lets off there. So Chinsky and Richardson should probably be careful and be wary of Mattingly's driving line as he crosses in and out of the white line on the lower part of the corners. If Mattingly's able to keep his driving line and keep his car stable, he is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Even though he is considered a lapped car. And he gets a great slipstream there. I think from Franklin. Or Fluck. No, DJ Fluck gave him a great slipstream to boost him to be side on side with Franklin. And potentially get himself unlapped. Looks like there's a good race right now. That's a good race all the way around. Looks like Johnson. What happened to Johnson? He hit someone, I think he hit someone, and unfortunately he's going to have to go back into the pits. Back to the race. We're sitting inside with Zito right now as we get a great view of the top 4 drivers and Mattingly as the lap traffic, the wild card in this pack. We are currently on lap 73 with 53 laps to go here at Auto Club. We've got McKinney and Johnson in the pits right now getting repairs done. I'm not sure what happened with McKinney, but we saw the driver's side left. Ooh, driver's side left. Sorry, front driver's side tire wobbling for Mattingly, or not Mattingly, for Johnston. So we'll see how long that takes for him to get some repairs in and come back, and hopefully come back out and race. So far, a good race. Colley the second still leads, is holding on to the lead with Franklin and Zito and Mattingly breathing down his neck, trying to get in front of him. Mattingly wants to get in front to unlap himself and to potentially take back his spot for the lead. Which probably won't happen unless another caution flag comes out. Currently, we have Fluck, who, after the first caution, was in second place and is now back fighting for the lead in third place. Unfortunately, has to deal with the traffic of Mattingly in this fight, but hopefully he can use Mattingly to his advantage, follow him on the outside lane, and take second place, if not first place, away from the cars in front of him. And don't count out his teammate, Eric Richardson, who did take third place away from Fluck, and looks like he's going to take the outside line and follow behind Mattingly, as Richardson now sits in second place, and as he takes it's 3 wide into turn 1 and 2, and looks like he's able to take second. Mattingly, oh, it's going to be close. No. It's a good race. Fluck takes his spot, third place, back away from Richardson, and Richardson takes it back. That's going to go back and forth between the two of them. Having Mattingly being 1 lap down and giving all the slipstream on the outside line, it's really been helping whoever takes the outside line. And if they can maintain that speed by staying behind Mattingly and taking off, that'll probably pay off to the advantage of any driver. As we see Fluck potentially, ooh, he might have had to let off there as he goes a little wide, trying to avoid Mattingly, and he kind of falls off from the lead pack. And as Zito takes Fluck's place. As Chinsky, now it's going to be a close race between Zito, Chinsky, and Fluck. And it looks like Johnston is back out and driving, racing with everyone. He is currently 4 laps down, but kudos to him for coming back out and driving again. You just never know here with how aggressive these drivers are and just how close everyone is, whether or not you have a chance or not. It was a bummer that he is 4 laps down. He was fighting for the lead at one point in this race. The racing is bumper to bumper tonight. Super close for all the drivers right now. Even with the lap traffic of Mattingly, it's, he's keeping the race competitive. He's keeping the racing fun. And it looks like Hutchings is 25 seconds behind the whole pack. I'm not sure what happened to him. And it looks like there's a caution out. What happened? Let's see. Oh, Mattingly looks like he might have spun out. And it looks like Colley the second also did. I think all the close racing in the front caused that to happen. Right as I was checking on Hutchings too. That's a bummer. Let's see if anyone else has some damage. Looks like Franklin is how can I do this? Let's see. Maybe close. Looks like Franklin's okay. Richardson doesn't have any damage visually. Zito looks pretty good. Chinsky, can't see the other side, but he looks good. Fluck looks okay. Colley the second is definitely gonna have to get some repairs done on that front right tire. Hutchings looks fine. He's going to catch up with everyone else. And Johnson is going to get a lap back, hopefully. So then he'll only be 3 laps down. As majority of the drivers go into the pits, besides Franklin, Richardson, and Zito, and Chinsky, as Johnson gets his lucky dog and will be 3 laps down. To the drivers that are pitting right now, they will need to pit one more time. As we take a look at the things to watch out for, what to watch out for, the fuel window is 35 to 36 laps. The people who are pitting right now, they're looking to probably having to pit again around lap 115. 119, sorry, my apologies. 119, 120, which will be 5 laps away from the end of the race. It looks like Johnson went into the pits as well. This will be good to reorganize all the drivers and to make it a good race for the finish. Sorry, not for the finish, but for the lead. Johnson has come back out, and he is only 3 laps down after his lucky dog. And coming back out immediately after, or going straight into the pits. Looks like Hutchings has gone into the pits this time to get some fresh fuel and tires. We'll see if 1 lap around helps out with the fuel and the tires. Either way, they will probably have to pit again, no matter if you go in lap 84 or 85. We got 41 laps to go, currently on lap 85 of 125. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. This is the Golden 250 Auto Club Speedway race. This is race number 4 in season 3 of FR Racing's Indy Racing World Series, presented by Rogue Energy. I think we got either this lap or the next lap for the green flag to come down and start us off again for the race. Mattingly is still in the pits. Johnston is currently sitting in front of Hutchings, but is currently sitting in 9th place. He may be able to move up to 7th place potentially. So keep an eye out for that as we go back into green flag racing. Franklin gets a good. It looks like everyone got a good jump off of the green flag. So we keep an eye out for all the drivers and for Johnson to potentially go from 9th place to 7th place. We're back to some really close racing and some good racing here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. Remember last time the FR Racing's Indy Racing World Series was here, Eric Richardson, the number 13 car, won the race. Currently he is in 3rd place. Oh, and we got a blinker. Who is blinking? Is that Richardson? It was a car on the outside, and he's the only one I see right now, so hopefully he's not blinking too badly. Oh, no, he's blinking. That might cause not a good race for the other drivers, since a blinking car makes it very, very hard to slipstream and get a good draft off of. Got a good race for the top 6. And it looks like Johnson is in 7th place. He has taken 7th place over, and he is 3 laps down. And we are 37 laps to go with 89 laps out of 125. Ooh, and there's a big shuffle there. Chinsky is currently sitting in 2nd place. Oh, as he cuts in front of the number 9 car of Zito. And let's see if Richardson from the outside can take advantage of it. Oh, it's a close race. It's something that we'd love to see. Let's hop in the car of Hutchings and watch this race kind of unfold in front. He's got a great view from his cockpit of the whole race in front of him. Looks like Johnson sitting right in front of him with Fluck, Richardson, Chinsky, Zito, and Franklin all following close behind each other. Franklin in the lead. We'll go ahead, take a lap inside Hutchings' car and see if any overtakes happen from this perspective. And we're back. Well, I guess I'm back. And it looks like there has been a little bit of a shuffle. I love this view. It's just a great view of the competition. Since everyone's right in front of Hutchings right here. Looks like Fluck is right there in front of him, following a little behind the pack. And it looks like Franklin is running away. Or he was with 0.3 of a second, but he must have just gotten a really good exit out of one of the corners. So we'll switch back to the broadcasting view. As much as I love seeing the view out of the driver's perspective. And it looks like that inside line right there, right around there, is a little slippery between the banked angle and the banked front straightaway. Not really a straightaway, I guess, but the front stretch. Can you even call that a stretch? Front stretch? The front part of the track. We'll just call it the front part. Looks to be very slippery as lots of the drivers are trying to stay off of it. I think they can't be half on, half off there. They have to either fully be off of it or fully be on it. Although I don't think they're allowed to go down there without incurring a penalty flag, because there is no... I don't think they have a part of the racetrack that they can cut into. I can't think of the name of it right now. So if you think of the name, if you know the name, dogleg. I think it's called the dogleg. Leg dog? Dog? Yeah, dogleg. But Yeah, I don't think they have that at this course at Auto Club. Um, it looks like they can do it in the backstretch, unless the number 44 car, Chinsky, is going to go into the pits. Oh, and it looks like Zito, Franklin. Oh, it looks like a lot of the drivers are going into the pits. Okay. Lap 98. Richardson and Fluck have stayed out. When they went in, it was around lap 84, 85. This is an interesting. Oh, and it looks like Fluck is now blinking. This is an interesting race. I'm curious to know what the logic is behind it. The race plan. As Richardson goes into the pits now. Lap 98. Remember, 35, 36 laps is the fuel window. Yes, Johnson unlaps himself and is only now sitting only 2 laps down from the lead pack. To a certain degree, not hopefully no announcers jinx here. He is a caution flag away from being on the lead lap with everyone else. Because he will get the lucky dog, and he will be able to unlap himself with the lucky dog. Oh, but Franklin is also 2 laps down. Interesting. I wonder if Franklin had any repairs to do. As Fluck is running away with the race, currently in first place, and Richardson, Hutchings, Zito, Chinsky, 1 lap down. Franklin and Johnson, 2 laps down. We have 25 laps to go. We are on lap 101. I still think this could be anyone's race. I am a big believer in that. Just because we've seen cars be from 4 laps down to now 2 laps down. Zito, who started off the race 1 or 2 laps down, is now sitting in 4th place, 3rd place. So I still believe that this can be anyone's race tonight. Let's go hop over to Chinsky, and looks like there's a good race brewing here between Zito and Richardson. Richardson's on the right side in the red car, the number 13 car, and Zito is sitting in front in the number 9 car. And it looks like it's the number 25 car of Hutchings, who's in 2nd place right now, who is leading this pack. I'm interested to see what Fluck's race strategy is tonight, and if he's able to maintain the fuel and tire wear for the last 23 laps. It's a good race between these 4 drivers right now. Hutchings, Zito, Chinsky, and Richardson. So even though it says it's a lap down, they're all lap down. They all have to be within 0.2 of a second of each other, maybe even a tenth. So right there with those 4 cars, you're only looking at half a second apart on this race course at Auto Club, maybe even less than that. That's how close this racing has been tonight, and this is how close this racing is still tonight. With 22 laps to go, we are on lap 104. And it looks like Fluck is in the pits as all the other drivers unlap themselves. Mattingly is still in the pits right now. Yeah, it looks like Fluck just came out from the... Did he come out of the pits? I'm not sure. But if he did, he still has a good lead in front of them, a 30-second lead. If he can conserve fuel for these last 20 laps, and doesn't have to pit because of that. He will have to. He can be 1 second behind the pace at, or what is it? 1.2 seconds behind the pace. About 1.1, 1.2 seconds behind the pace of the lead cars, and he will be able to take the checkered flag and finish in first. Now we get to see how close all the drivers are, and oh yeah, it does not disappoint. We're looking at most 2/10 of a second between all the drivers. It's a close race. We got 19 laps to go. We're gonna start seeing some good moves and some close racing. 18 laps to go. We're gonna see some good racing tonight. Again, thank you very much for joining us this evening. And if you're watching this, we hope you're enjoying it. And because it was such a close race throughout the whole night, there have been a lot of drivers that retired from a couple incidents that we've had so far. But with the drivers that are still on the track, oh, they're still putting on a great show for us tonight. Especially the drivers between 2nd and 5th place. $16 laps to go. Oops, 17 laps to go. I jumped the gun, sorry. Oh, yeah, it is 16 laps to go. 16 laps to go. We are 110 laps in. Hutchings, Zito, Chinsky, and Richardson are fighting out for second place as Fluck in the number 88 car currently has a 28-second lead with 16 laps to go. And it looks like Johnson will get passed by the 2nd through 6th place cars right here, as he stays on the outside to let them pass. It's a very, very nice of him to do that and let all the cars compete naturally. I don't know if naturally is the right word, but just to let the competition happen without having lap traffic get involved. As we saw earlier, that was a very big wild card that has changed the outcome of this race so far. Now we are 14 laps to go, laps 112 out of 125. Flux still leads with a 24-second gap, and there are 14 seconds left, but they are closing in quick. I'm not going to do the math to try to figure that one out, but that gap is closing fast. Oh, I'm wondering how he's doing on fuel. This is going to be a nail-biting finish for not only the top 5 drivers here, but it's gonna be close for the lead. Oh, we're looking at 20 seconds with 12 laps to go. At this pace, I'm not sure if we might see another lead change tonight potentially. Caution flag would save Fluck if he needs some fuel. Caution flag would hurt the chances of Hutchings, Zito, Chinsky, and Richardson from potentially taking the lead if Fluck can maintain his pace. 11 laps to go. Fleck can't lose a second. He can only be a second behind the pace, and I think he's a couple seconds behind. It's getting close. We're looking at 16 seconds now as they're catching him quick. I don't think he had enough real estate. I think there was too many, or he had too much real estate, too many laps to go. And his fuel strategy may not pay off. That is something to keep an eye out for in these final 10 laps. We're on lap 116 of 125. And we are down to a 14-second gap between Fleck and Hutchings. And looks like Fleck has picked up the pace. It's a good race for second place still. Between Zito, Hutchings, Chinsky, and Richardson. Richardson slightly behind the pack. Sitting about 0.2 of a second behind Hutchings. There are 9 laps to go. As Johnson goes into the pits, I think he ran out of fuel and had to go in. Probably potentially get some fresh tires as well. Eight laps to go. We're gonna start seeing some aggressive driving. I think I would say the last 5 laps is where we're gonna see some aggressive driving with all of these drivers. Fleck still leads by 12 seconds, but that gap is dwindling quick. There are 8 laps to go. Eight more laps to go, and Zito, Chinsky, Hutchings, and Richardson are slowly but surely closing the gap. But as they fight each other for second place, as they duke it out, you'll slow them down and not be able to make progress towards Fleck. Our previous race champion, Richardson, currently sits in 5th place. And we have 6 laps to go. We're on lap 120 of 125. Fleck only has 11 seconds. Has a gap between him and Zito. We got 6 more laps to go. This is something we'll be keeping a very close eye on, because this race will come down to the final 5 laps. 10 seconds now. Gone down from double digits to single digits and gap. Oh, and they're closing in quick. 8 seconds. This is exciting. This is going to be close. And let's take a look at Zito's car. Let's see what he sees from in front of him. 7 seconds ahead is Fleck, but we can't even see him. We got 4 laps to go. Let's hop on board with Richardson, as he is sitting in 5th place right now. We got 4 laps to go. We'll see if any of these drivers have any aggressive moves to make in the final last bit of this race tonight. Three more laps to go. Fleck leads with 5.5 seconds in front of Zito. Chinsky only sits behind 1/10 of a second. Hutchings in the number 25 car, 0.2, and Richardson in the number 13 car, 0.2 of a second. They have 3 laps to make a move and to try to move up a position or try to defend their position currently. We'll probably see some elbow spreading out, making sure that they defend their position hard at the cost of not being able to move forward. As we see Hutchings defend his position against Richardson, cutting him off, and the gap widens between Hutchings and Chinsky. 2 more laps to go. Lap 124 of 125. As we'll see the white flag. And this is going to be for all the marbles right here. Final lap. White flag is waving. Fluck leads with a 5-second gap. Here we go. Richardson and Hutchings was able to catch up. Hutchings gets in front of Chinsky. Let's see if Richardson can take advantage of that and get in front of Chinsky. He sits on the outside line. Chinsky gets stuck behind Zito. Or Hutchings. Oh, and it looks like checkered flag is out. What happened? Go back. It looks like Hutchings got knocked out from, or not knocked out, but got hit from behind and will finish 5th. So we have our race leader, DJ Fluck, number 88, in first place tonight. Second place, we have Zito, number 9 car. Third place, we have Richardson, number 13 car. In fourth place, we have Chinsky in the number 44 car. And there goes my race results. So there goes my leaderboard. We'll wait for that to come back before we announce the rest of the field. As DJ Fluck in the number 88 car is doing his donuts. So we have Fluck, who finished first, Zito, who finished second, Richardson, who finished third, Chinsky, who finished fourth, Hutchings, who finished fifth, Franklin, who finished sixth, Johnson, who finished seventh, Colley the second, who finished eighth, Mattingly, who finished in ninth, McKinney, who finished in 10th, 11th is Graves, 12th is Birmingham, 13th place is Booker, and 14th place Miller. And we have DJ Fluck in the broadcast. Hi, DJ. Congratulations on your win tonight.
Finally.
That was a close race for you.
Yeah.
I didn't know how that was going to turn out because you had an interesting pit strategy. Could you tell us more about it?
Austin very generously gave me a tow, but I was going to make it anyway. It was just a little bit more comfortable making it. For me, it was never a question if I was going to have enough fuel. It was watching the drivers in the rearview mirror, and that number kept dropping, and then I got to the final lap, and I'm like, all right, push it. I basically used up the last of my fuel almost to get that last lap done, and oh man, this is the first time a fuel strategy has actually worked in my favor, so I am pumped beyond belief right now.
Yeah, that was really cool because I was worried about fuel and just watching the other drivers catch up because it went from like 1 lap ahead to 40 seconds to 20 seconds, and I'm watching that number go down quick. It was fun to watch from the broadcast.
When I made my last pit, I was looking at it. I'm trying to do the math in my head, and I'm just like, I might be able to make it. And I figured, not many people had stopped when I did at that caution. I'm like, they're gonna have to have green flag stop, and I'm just like, can I have enough of a gap and still make it? And it just worked out in my favor. So
yeah, because I believe you stopped on lap 84 for that fuel for the during that caution, and not a lot of people stopped in that one.
Nope, that was the winning move tonight.
Yeah, so congratulations on your win tonight. Is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I want to thank our partners, Extreme Sim Racing, Rogue Energy. They've been with us since almost the very beginning, and Simply Safe Home Security. Protect my home with it. You should protect yours too. So thank you, and appreciate you having me in the booth.
Yeah, thanks for joining and talking to us and explaining us your race strategy tonight. It was very exciting to watch all the way till the end.
Thank you.
On that note, I'll be signing off tonight. Thanks for joining us at Auto Club Speedway. Join us next week at 10 p.m. Eastern Time for the Indianapolis Road Course right here on Stadium Scene TV. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your night.